Hey Internet, Caligula here, and welcome to another speed build and to another episode of Rebuilding Willow Creek. So this is another house in the same neighborhood as the house that we built in the first episode of this series, and it is another cute little cottage-like home. This one is much less cottage-like. It ends up being a very bright blue home. It's small, like the first one. It is 2 bedrooms. I forget how many bathrooms it has, actually. But yeah, it looks very, very cute. I fiddle around with the roof a lot in this, but it's actually a pretty simple roof in the end. I need to get better at roofing. I'm bad at predicting, like, how roofs and how different types of roofs intersect when you change their heights, so that's something I need to get better at. But yeah, it ends up being a pretty simple little home. I think it's super cute. You'll see when I actually put the colors on it, but the colors look so nice. I really like the blue that I chose for the outside again. Once again, like in the last build, I decided to use paint on the exterior instead of a siding or a brick, which really opened up the number of colorful swatches that I had at my disposal. So I was able to choose a really bright and cheery blue. It's actually, I think, a sky blue. Is that what I end up calling this video? I don't know. I was calling it sky blue for a while. You'll see in the title if I go with sky blue or little blue. I think I called it little blue on the gallery. Speaking of the gallery, if you want to download this build, my gallery ID or my origin ID is Caligula YT. I recently got my gallery profile revamped and situated because I didn't know how to use the gallery for a long time. And so when I was building and posting speed builds on my channel, I actually wasn't uploading because I wasn't really sure how to do it or what other content was available on my profile. I don't know. I'm kind of dumb like that sometimes. But yeah, so anyway, this build is available. My lovely lavender build is available on the gallery, as well as my murder house build and my, what other things did I do? Oh, my Bates Motel builds. Those are also on the gallery. But yeah, you can see that I've got the bright blue color on here. I choose white windows. I forget if I go with the cats and dogs ones again. I hope I didn't. I've been trying to avoid those windows lately because I overuse them so much, but I think I end up going with these in the end. I don't know, I may change them all later. But yeah, I really like how this blue is complemented by this bright white color and also by the orangey brown color of the roof and of the orange roof trim. I really wanted to make the porch look like a stone porch, but I wasn't sure how to do that because I didn't think that we had any stone fencing. I did at some point, I don't remember if it was during this build, discover that stone fencing later on, but for a long time I was just trying to make one out of half walls and it just wasn't working. I ended up finding a fat column and ended up putting a half wall in between a couple of those to sort of fake it. But yeah, we need more stone fencing. I think that we only have, or we need brick fencing. I don't think we have any brick fencing, maybe one. I think we have one, we have a couple stone, but no brick fences, which I don't know, do people have brick fences? I feel like I've seen brick fences before, right? Is that not a thing that people have? And I've just made that up in my mind? I don't know. But yeah, I end up using these columns and I end up going with this bright orange color just because I wanted to incorporate more of that because the white really stands out. And I mean, yeah, your eye is drawn to the lighter colors. So first to the white and then to the blue, and the orange one is the one that you see last. So I felt like I should include more of it. As you can see, the layout of this build is pretty simple. There are, as I said before, 2 bedrooms and I think 1 bathroom. Do I add in another bathroom? That's the question. But yeah, I was just trying to make 1 bedroom a little bit bigger, and I also wanted to make the bathroom bigger as well, so you could see me fiddling around with those. That back room ends up being one of the bedrooms, and oh yeah, I remember that side room with the windows that face the front, those large windows, that ends up being another bedroom too. The bedroom by the front door, excuse me, it's not a bedroom. The room by the front door ends up being the living room, and where do I put the kitchen? I think for this, what I end up doing is putting a weird hallway through the kitchen. So the kitchen is actually tiny. It's like, I think it's even smaller than a galley kitchen, because a galley kitchen, I think you can pass through, like you walk in between the counters to get to another room. And this one you pass through the room, but you don't pass through the counters. You'll see what I mean. But I also end up, I think I only have one bathroom. I gotta remember, I built this a couple days ago, so this is kind of a surprise to me. But for the interior, I wanted to go with kind of a blue color palette to suit the exterior, but also wanted to include a lot of grays. For this first bedroom, I end up going with this dark, but still like pretty bright teal, and end up using this futon with the nice yellow pillows. I really like that futon. It really helps brighten up a room. And I tried to be a bit simpler with furnishings than in this build than I was in the last build, just because, like I said before, I feel like I have a habit of over furnishing. So yeah, I was just trying to keep it a little bit simpler. Remember to put blinds. I sometimes forget to put blinds and curtains. I actually don't use blinds that often. I think because I don't do too many modern builds, but yeah. Love that little rug from Salvadorada. As always, I fiddle with the rugs a lot in this until I finally decide on this one in the end. But yeah, I think that this room looks very cute. I imagine that this house is inhabited by a young couple with a child. You can see that I end up making that back bedroom there a child's bedroom. And I think that this is a very cute family home. I don't think it's quite a starter home. I think because I put so much furnishing in it, it ends up being like $45,000. Not sure. But so it's not quite a starter home, but maybe it's like the next level up. Like you've lived in a starter home for a while and now you're moving on up. So maybe that's what you would kind of call this home, a moving on up house. So I was just trying to make a little bit more room in that bedroom because I felt like the living room was a little too small and like the bathroom was too big because the bathroom was almost as big as the bedrooms. And I also wasn't sure how I wanted to make the second bedroom accessible. So you could see I end up making this weird hallway here. I think I actually cut out that bathroom wall in the end, so the hallway isn't quite so weird. I don't know, what do I do? Is it a double wide hallway or is it a single wide? I don't know. We'll find out together. But yeah, I end up making this teeny tiny little kitchen here. It's a very cute kitchen, but it sure is small. I did manage to cram in a large table in there. It's one of the round tables. I wasn't able to put all chairs around it, and the chairs kind of block the doorway. I didn't test this house before I uploaded it to the gallery because I knew if I waited to test it that I would just forget to upload it totally. But yeah, so you might want to test to see that your Sims could access that back bedroom and pass through the kitchen because they may not be able to. I really like these counters that we got with the Jungle Adventure stuff pack or expansion pack or game pack, whatever the hell it is. I also really love this refrigerator and the stove that came with it. I love the counters because they're really great for mixing and matching. You can pair them with a lot of other counter types, and there are a lot of color swatches, so they're really versatile. And I love the refrigerator and the stove because they look both vintage and modern at the same time. Like, depending on what you pair them with, they could go either way. And I think that that's just great. And I love that they come in such great colors. I really do. I think that those are two items that I tend to overuse a lot as well, but I feel like I should apologize less for that because I think that those are really great items. I did end up putting some subway tile as a backsplash in the kitchen, and I just thought that that added a nice little touch when you looked over at the kitchen. And yeah, here you could see me trying to cram this table in here. I realized that door to the bathroom wasn't gonna work, so I end up moving it over. Oh yeah, and then the hallway ends up being a double wide hallway, even though it's got a single wide door. Is that what we've got going on? I think that's what we've got going on. I also end up putting that picture of scrambled eggs, I think, up there. Do I go with the scrambled eggs or do I go with the bacon? I think the scrambled eggs. I think I was conscious that, maybe a person in this house might be a vegetarian, and I thought that this little yellow rug just produced a nice pop of color. Wanted to include a coffee maker because a lot of people in the world drink coffee, but I hate the way that coffee makers in The Sims 4 sit on counters. They're just like so huge, and they could only be accessed from like the very middle of the counter, like not pressed up against the wall, just like right in the center. So you can't use that counter for anything else. But yeah, I also felt like the space needed something, so I used this table from, what's it called? The Laundry Day stuff pack, and just kind of smushed it into the wall to make it a little less obtrusive. Moving on now to the living room. So I had a little bit of a hard time with this living room because it's such a small space to work with, but I still wanted it to look very cool. I imagine that the parents who live in this house are very cool people and that they've traveled a lot. Maybe they had traveled with their kid when their kid was like a toddler, and they traveled to like India and to Salvadorada and wherever, I don't know, and brought back a lot of mementos with them. So that's why their house is decorated in this kind of style, and they're both still pretty young parents, but you know, you get the vibe that they're also pretty cool. I also thought that maybe one of them could be into music, so I end up putting a keyboard in here. I use the electric keyboard, and I actually use it in the brown swatch, which I think looks really cute. I think it's even got a little bit of a rainbow there too. I think that coffee table is from, I think it's from either, I keep blanking on the pack names, the Laundry Day stuff pack or the, see, I told you. The Jungle Adventures stuff pack. There we go. Got it in the end. Which are really like two of the packs that I use the build and buy items most from, I think. I think those are my two favorite build and buy packs. I don't know. I don't really know exactly what's in all of the packs, so I feel like maybe I shouldn't make such a broad statement yet, but so far, those are the contenders. Moving on now to the bathroom. The bathroom is a bathroom. I tried to jazz it up a bit with this bright blue tile, but I did actually have some trouble pairing it with a wallpaper color because I wasn't quite sure. It just seemed too bright. That it's a very bright blue tile, very bright blue. And I just thought that the little whale shower curtain was very cute. Here is the kids' bedroom. I imagine this to be, yeah, a kid's bedroom, not a toddler's bedroom. I imagine that probably a boy would inhabit this room. I don't know, it could really suit a boy or a girl, but I just wanted to include a lot of fun things in it and make it look bright, and also kind of shift the color scheme of the house a bit without doing something completely different. So instead of a blue, I went with a green and included a lot of yellow accents like I have throughout the rest of the house, but also a lot more orange. I really liked all the orange that I included. I forget which rug I go with in the end. I think I end up going with that bright blue rug. Even though the green on the walls is a really saturated color, I felt like, I don't know, that another really saturated color needed to be introduced. Or maybe the room was just way too colorful. I don't know. But anyway, we are coming now to the end of the build. You can see I'm just putting some final touches on the outside, some little flowers here and there. I love actually those wildflowers that I use in the front, and I did something a little bit different than I normally do with the brick tiles. I've never really like made a pathway that isn't a complete pathway, if you know what I mean, leaving grass in between, but I really like how it looked, and I'm gonna have to do that a lot more often. But yeah, I really like how this build turned out. Let me know if you do too. We're coming up now on the screenshots. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Like I said earlier, if you want to download this build, it is on the gallery. My origin ID is CaligulaYT, so you can go ahead and download it there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you're enjoying my speed builds and my Rebuilding Willow Creek series. I feel like it's actually helping me getting better at building, so yeah, there's that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon in another video. Goodbye!